you will move in the direction of the people that you associate with. So it's important to associate with people that are better than yourself, and actually the most important decision many of you make, not all of you, will be the spouse you choose. And you want to associate with people who are the kind of person you'd like to be. You'll move in that direction, and the most important person by far in that respect is your spouse. I can't overemphasize how important that is. And you're right, the friends you have, they will form you as you go through life, and make some good friends, keep them for the rest of your life, but have them be people that you admire as well as like them.
Other than hard work, what advice would you give to better yourself both in life and in your career field? Focus. Focus is super underrated. Like, if you commit all that you are and all of your energy to one thing, you'll... Okay, this diagram, I took this from a book called, I don't know what it's called, but it goes like this. All right, you can do 10 things to like the first degree, like this right here, and that's how well you'll do all 10 things. Or you can do one thing to the 10th degree right there, and look how much better you do that. So when it comes to focus, to put all of your energy into one thing is to do that one thing really well, to the best of your abilities, to take it all the way. And to scatter yourself means you're never actually accomplishing anything. You're just sort of chipping away at a bunch of nothingness. And this is true for work, this is true for like dating versus committing yourself to one person, friendship, everything. Like, really focusing and investing yourself into something you're passionate about will always yield better results than scattering yourself around and spreading yourself thin.
Life demands that you pick up the pace. If you don't pick up the pace, you're going to be left behind. I'm amazed at the people that lack the flexibility to pick up the pace. They just get in a rut. I stroll down here and I'm gonna stroll back. I'm gonna stroll over here. I'm gonna stroll over there. One of the most amazing things about the disaster at Malaysia is that when it happened, everybody had to pick up the pace. All the news media had to pick up the pace. They were booking night flights and flying over here and flying over there. Somebody had to work overtime, won't be home for 3 days, typing in the middle of the night, research going on, because when something happens, everybody gotta pick up the pace. That's why I can't deal with people who cannot pick up the pace. Don't be strolling when I got a 911 on you. I need people who can pick up the pace. Slap your neighbor and say, pick up the pace. Something is about to happen. Pick up the pace, something is about to happen. Pick up the pace, something is about to happen. Pick up the pace, something is about to happen. Pick up the pace, something is about to happen. Pick up the pace, something is about to happen. I came to tell the young people, pick up the pace, pick up the pace, pick up the pace. Something is about to happen.
Everybody that's successful lays a blueprint out. You laid the blueprint out. I can go down a list from comedians to actors to entrepreneurs to self-made moguls. You look at Russell Simmons, you look at Jay-Z, you look at Tyler Perry, you look at Puff. You're looking at people that start off with a small vision, and that vision manifested into something beyond expectation. So what I did was, from the people around me, my mentors, Eddie Murphy, Chris Rock, Pryor,
who are all on the walls.
All on the walls.
Yeah.
All on the walls.
So you surround yourself with that.
I surround myself with a constant reminder of who's great. Constantly. I come down these steps every day, I look at Richard, he was great. I see Eddie, he was great. I see Chris Rock, he was great. It's a constant reminder. What am I trying to achieve? I want to be great. So that motivates me. So what thing that separates me is my drive. My drive is other people's success.
I have a problem with long-term laziness. That's because I worked hard at it. It wasn't always like that. I worked hard on my life purpose. My life has purpose. That's why it's very hard for me to be lazy on the long term. I'm never really afraid of that. I can have short-term laziness though, because, like anyone, I just kind of want to slack off during a certain part of the week or whatever, especially if I'm working real hard prior to that. So the real question I got to ask you is what's the problem with being lazy? Why not? I don't mean for me, I mean for you. Because for me, there's a really big problem with being lazy. I got an important life to live. So when I'm lazy, I'm losing time. My life purpose is not getting accomplished. What about you though? Do you have a life purpose? What's not being accomplished when you're lazy? Why does it matter? Maybe for you, being lazy is cool. Now, no one says that being lazy is cool, but I mean that even when you tell yourself that being lazy is not cool, it's still cool for you. Why is that? Because your life has no purpose, it has no meaning. You're not doing anything important with your life. There's no larger mission to your life. So, honestly, the reason that you're lazy is because you can be. What else are you doing? You're trying to come up with like fake productivity. You're trying to be productive and efficient and go out there and, work that job or do this thing here or do whatever there. You're trying to do all this stuff just to keep busy. Just because someone told you to do it. Just because you have a social obligation or whatever. In that case, if you have laziness problems, well, that's because you're using extrinsic motivation, not intrinsic motivation. So that's one distinction you got to understand here. Extrinsic, intrinsic. Extrinsic means you're being motivated from the outside in. That's like when you have a kid who wants to eat some candy and his parents are telling him, no, you're going to eat vegetables. And then they give him some sort of reward. They'll say, if you eat your vegetables, then we'll give you $10. That's called extrinsic motivation. Intrinsic motivation is when it comes from the inside out. So that's like if the kid would say, you know what, I want to eat healthy stuff, so I'm not going to eat the candy, I just want to eat healthy stuff. And that can happen too. It's rarer, it's harder to find people who are intrinsically motivated. You know what though? Those are the people that are the most successful. Those are the self-actualized people. And one of the ways you get this way is you have a purpose to your life. You develop it, you cultivate it. This is not something you were born with, you cultivate it.
I think it's your natural responsibility to be great. And I think for you not to do whatever it takes to learn how to run your mind like a superstar and to make this your absolute best year yet, I think for you not to invest in becoming the person you know you're meant to be, I think for you to play small with your life, for you to go to work and coast, for you not to do things that are difficult, for you not to lean into your fear, for you not to read, for you not to invest in your learning, for you not to populate your life with people who are better thinkers than you, is being out of integrity. And I think it's being out of integrity to you, to your family, and to the world. And I know mostly we don't talk about high performance and peak potential in terms of integrity, but you have a personal obligation, as do I, to be the best human being and to express the gifts and the talents you were born with. And if you don't do that because you've fallen into mediocrity or because you've bought a bill of goods that the world has sold you, that you're average, that you're ordinary, that the Beckhams and the Jay-Z's and the Mandelas are somehow different from you, well, that's just not true. And you are breaching your own integrity and your own responsibility. And if I do the same thing, I'm equally responsible because the world is less of a place and your family is less happy because you're not living at your best. And related to that, willpower and expressing your potential and playing at genius and creating a life that's legendary is actually the secret to happiness. I went for a little walk before the webinar and I thought to myself, full expression of your willpower is really how you express your genius and how you express the genius you were born into. But it's also the secret to happiness. I mean, we watch Breaking Bad, or we drink too much, or we gossip too much, or we spend too much time on the internet, and we think we're doing that to keep us happy. And you've read my books and you followed me, so you know I believe that victims love entertainment, leaders love education. Ordinary people love leisure, extraordinary people invest in their learning. I mean, I look at the best of the best. I look at the billionaires that I've coached, NBA players who follow my work. Taylor Swift reads my books. FC Barcelona reads The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari. John Bon Jovi read The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari. And I say that simply to share with you. If you look at the best of the best, they are the best of the best and full of passion and excellence and exuberance because they stretch, because they want to be the best. And let's go to the science. Every time you do something uncomfortable, Every single time you exercise self-control and willpower, you release a neurotransmitter called dopamine. Dopamine is the secret to happiness. Dopamine is the neurotransmitter of motivation. And it doesn't happen playing Grand Theft Auto 5. It doesn't happen gossiping at the water cooler. It doesn't happen being addicted to distraction. Dopamine is released when you do difficult things, when you are focused, when you achieve a small win and you say, yeah, I did it.